I'm with Terry Koehler, president of Ben Hogan Irons. Ben Hogan's Irons is back, and this has been one of the biggest stories of the show today. Start telling everybody, what are the Hogan Irons about again? I mean,
well, Mr. Hogan was always about precision, and what we've watched is over the course of the last few years or a couple of decades, the loss of irons in the middle of the set particularly have continually been strengthened, and we're seeing the loss get compressed at the long end of the set so that you only have 2 or 3 degree gaps between your 3, your 4, your 5, but at the short end of the set, they're stretching the gaps out to 5 degrees. To stop the pitch and wedge, P-club as I call it, at 44 to 45, which is an 8-iron when I was younger. Well, of course, a stronger golf club is going to go further. But what golfers have is they have long irons that have very little distance separation and short irons that have very wide distance separation. To play a golf course surgically, if you will, you need to have consistent gapping all the way through. And in order to do that, what we did is produce irons for the first time ever in every single loft from 20 to 63 degrees. The irons and wedge blend together. We can produce the exact loft matrix for any golfer to optimize their precision.
So you literally have every single
44 golf clubs, every single loft from 20 to 63 degrees.
And I see the soles also are very different. Can you explain why the soles are so different?
Well, people talk about bounce. People, what's the key to a sole, and Mr. Hogan had a great quote that a golf club is 90% shaft or 10% shaft and 90% how it goes through the dirt. Well, obviously golf clubs were much simpler then, but the turf interaction of a golf club has a huge impact on how it plays. So what we did, instead of going to big wide soles to give you forgiveness, we build a very aggressive bounce into the leading edge of the club, but a very gentle bounce into the trailing edge. That lets us give you a narrow sole that manages tight lies, gets through rough better, and do those things, but it never becomes a sod removal tool, as I talked about. It doesn't become a shovel. So this club doesn't want to dig, it wants to reject off the turf with a minimum of divot and give you maximum versatility for hitting different kinds of shots.
And, a lot of people are going to be really happy that Hogan's is back. I'm curious, how are people going to receive these compared to old Hogans? People are going to want to know, are these new Hogans as good as my old ones? Or what from the old Hogan irons have you brought to the new Hogan irons in terms of things that Hogan believed in?
Well, the one thing Mr. Hogan believed in was infinite quality and precision. And I can tell you these are the most accurate Hogans ever. We've tested them against not just the clubs in the market today, we tested them against the old Hogans because there was a very loyal following, because the Hogan iron was always a special kind of product. We've tested these against perimeter weighted clubs, we've tested them against modern blades, old blades, and what we've created is a club that has very tight distance control. The dispersion patterns of your long to your short shot are tighter with this golf club than anything in the market that we've tested. And we did that by taking some classic Hogan concepts. Right. Mr. Hogan moved the weight up across the back pad of the golf club. What we did is build a little depression in the longer golf club so that we could spread that weight out a little more. In the shorter golf club, you still see this distinct Hogan influence, but this little depression is a lot shallower. So we can maintain thickness behind where your toe misses and your heel misses and your high face misses, so that we can bring your distance difference between your perfect solid shot and that slight miss. You get more consistent distance from shot to shot, which is how you play precision iron play.
Well, there's been a lot of activity here at Ben Hogan today at Demo Day, and these are going to be available in April for the...
We'll be moving into a total new facility in early March, and by the early April we'll be into full production swing. We'll be growing. We can't build as many in the first week April as the last week, but we will begin to meet the demand of the market by beginning our deliveries into the marketplace in early April, and the market will tell us how fast we have to grow. But there is a rationale to how fast you can grow, and we'll never compromise quality for growth.
Well, we can't wait, and on behalf of Ben Hogan fans everywhere, I have to say thank you very much for bringing these back to the market, Terry.
Well, we're excited about it, and you can go to benhogangolf.com and learn what we're doing. There's an online fitting that had a few bugs in it this morning. It'll be live within the next day or two. You can see how to navigate your way through all these lofts. We've created a very interactive process, so you can learn what your personal gapping should be to optimize your iron play.
And that's a good point, because different golfers are stronger, different golfers. That's a fantastic point. Okay, Terry, thanks, and can't wait for April.
Yeah, us too. Thank you a lot.